What is our dream team? It's your girl Sataya
and Shaw.
And today we're here with Mr. Brunetti, and we're gonna talk about when did you make your job and stuff like that. So first we're gonna start off with some jokes. So you have to answer the jokes though.
Okay, I'm ready. I like jokes.
Okay. What do you get out the Amazon River?
Big snakes. No. You get DVDs at Amazon. You could order DVDs at Amazon. I did it. Yeah.
You get free shipping.
Oh.
Shayana, you have a joke?
What? Why did a baby ant was confused?
The baby ant, why it was confused?
Yes, sir.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Maybe because there was too many ants in the ant house and he didn't know where his bed was.
No. He was confused because all his uncle was ants.
Oh, that would confuse you. That would confuse you.
Let's see. Oh, why did the student eat his homework?
I know why, because I used to do this. Because I didn't do it all the time, so if I eat it, they couldn't say I didn't have it. It was always in my belly.
No.
Because the teacher told him it was a piece of cake.
Ah.
Oh, how you make a tissue dance?
Blow it?
No, sir. It was. I'm the one who made the joke.
Ah.
Don't know why?
I don't know.
You put a little boogie in it.
Ah.
Ew.
Ugh. That's nasty.
You got some joke? You make your bakery.
My bakery started with me. I was probably 21 years old, and I was living in another city. I was living in a city north of Huntington called Clarksburg, West Virginia. And I decided that I wanted to move away and open a little restaurant. And so me and my wife and 2 children at the time moved to Huntington to open up a restaurant. And when I came to Huntington, no one had good Italian bread like what we used to make our sandwiches. So I started baking my own bread in my restaurant, and after about 2 years, there were other restaurant owners that came around and wanted to know where I was getting my bread. So I started baking bread for other restaurants here in Huntington back in 1981. And a lot of dedication, and I've had a good chance of meeting a lot of great employees that make Brunetti's Bakery who they are. It's always your employees that make you successful. A bread crate. You know what a bread crate is? The thing that the bread gets delivered in? And I used to make the joke that I would just stack my kids on top of one another in the bread crates while we would be working. But this was in the early stages when we were really, really young in the bakery. But now my kids could not fit in a bread crate. At an early age, I'm going to say in middle school, I had, you grow up with a faith in everything. Hopefully everyone knows that there's a God out there. In the early part of my life, I realized that God has a purpose for me. And God has a purpose for everybody. And the hardest thing sometimes is listening to what He has for you. And at an early age, I was in middle school, and I distinctly remember asking, what do you want me to do? And He prompted me in a way that it was whatever I did. He didn't give me an answer and send me a text or whatever, but whatever I did, He wanted me to do for the honor and glory of God. So from that point on, the slightest little things that I would do, I did it with pride. And as respect was mentioned earlier today, I always had respect for people. And whenever I did anything, and I don't care if it was just the simplest thing, I always wanted to do it the best I could. So here I am in middle school making that commitment to God. I love the people where I work. I'm very in tune with the people I work with, do a lot of communication. One thing at my bakery, I've had several of my employees say that they're not used to working with a boss that works with them. Because I actually am in there and I'm running the mixer and I'm doing stuff. Most people, a boss sits behind the desk and writes and just directs and tells people what to do. But John enjoys working, and I still enjoy going in every day and working. So someone told me a long time ago, as long as you enjoy what you do, it never becomes work. So I advise you kids in your thinking in this young age, what does God want you to do, and what would you like to do the rest of your life? And the most important thing is to get your education now. Amen. Because if you don't have the education, a lot of the other doors won't open up for you. So it's very important that you study really hard, pay attention to your teachers and the people that's in your house and the people that's in this center and everything, because they're here to help you. And they want you to learn, they want you to grow, and nothing makes a parent more proud than when their child grows up and is able to take care of themselves and go out into the world and be successful. That is what makes a parent very, very happy. And it starts at this early age. So it's really important that you pay attention now and try and learn everything you can learn. Even if it's something that you don't even think is important, you will be surprised. Your heritage, you never forget your heritage, but then you also have to remember we're all Americans. So we're Italian Americans, and that sometimes gets confusing with some people. But we're all in the same boat. We're all family. We're all family. All family. So you want to love everyone, you want to put yourself out there, but when you're putting yourself out there, you want to put a good face, you want to look good, you want to talk good, and you want to be nice to people. Very important to be nice to people. Sometimes you can meet someone on the street that's having a bad day, and just a little smile to them could change their whole day. Just a little smile. Or ask them, how you doing today? That person may not have had conversation with anyone for 2 weeks, and you may be the first one to have said, how are you doing today, and then have a conversation with someone. So the next time you see someone they're looking sad and down, try and make them happy and see how well you feel. Whenever you do something for someone else, it makes you feel good. Yes, nice to people. Very important to be nice to people. Sometimes you can meet someone on the street that's having a bad day, and just a little smile to them could change their whole day. Just a little smile. Or ask them, how you doing today? That person may not have had conversation with anyone for 2 weeks, and you may be the first one to have said, how are you doing today, and then have a conversation with someone. So the next time you see someone they're looking sad and down, try and make them happy and see how well you feel. Whenever you do something for someone else, it makes you feel good. Yeah. Bakery.
He said you like making bread.
Yes, I do. Yes.
When did you first know how to make bread and learn the ingredients for making bread?
Yeah.
The making of bread, you learn how to make bread one way, and then as you start doing it, you start learning things that you want to change. I was experimenting and making some adjustments at the bakery. Even though I've been baking for 30-some years, you're always looking to improve and make things better. So you do have a basic formula, but you're always looking to make it better. Tubs of clay, and we had a concrete picnic table much bigger than this. And we would get out there and we'd take that clay and we would just make it into a square and hit it on the picnic table and then turn it the other way, and we would try to make it perfectly square like a loaf of bread. Now, we didn't eat it and we didn't bake it, but in our little mind, we were making a little loaf of bread out of a piece of clay. And I was probably 8 or 9 years old. That was probably my first loaf of bread, but I did not eat it.
Any more questions?
Alright, so thank you for coming.
You're welcome. I really enjoyed the visit, and I hope you enjoyed what I had to say. Thank you very much for having me, both of you.
Thanks.
So make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and share. And stay tuned for the next podcast.
And remember, guys, you could come here to pre-K all the way to 12th. And if you're an adult, you could come here and work.